Welcome back. Let's dive back in the next level of development, looking at what does it mean to now take a second person perspective. As I said, first person perspective is normally around the age of kind of 2 to 6, 5 or 6. And then around that age group, you can do this little test if you have a child at that age. And I can see it in my daughter where she could name the colour I was looking at on a good day. Not all the time, because it's not a transition that happens overnight. It's a slow transition. And I see that in her now. She's 6 years old. Some days she shows up from this very first person perspective ability. I want it my way. And she expresses all of her power. Other days, she's moved now into what we call a second person perspective taking ability. She can now understand that her version of reality is not the only version of reality. That other people see something different to her. And there, the sort of the rules and the regulations and sort of being part of the tribe comes online, which is perfect because she's in school now and she's learning to sit down when she's told. She's learning to follow the rules. At that first level of development, you don't want to do that because it's all about you. But at the second person perspective ability, we start to actually be able to see, there's others around here. Oh, okay, there's a system that we need to learn. And we try and learn that. But it's very basic. It's kind of black and white thinking. It's right and wrong. This is where this gets birthed. At that first level, there is no right or wrong. It's just my way. But suddenly you're learning, there's two perspectives. There's a right one and there's a wrong one. And if I do this, Daddy's happy. If I do that, Daddy's not happy. So here's where we learn the rules of the tribe. And again, this is a developmental stage that we go through from around the age of 5 or 6 up to around 10, 11, 12, depending on your family circumstances and the culture you find yourself in. So as we go through this stage in development, of course we're learning to express different things. We're learning about stability and order. That if everyone does the same thing together, it goes a lot smoother. So we learn the rules of the group and how to follow that one right way that we're being told. So at its best, we learn to be very caring. We learn to be part of society, part of the culture we're in. And we learn to follow the rules. We get a sense of belonging. Because we're all doing the same thing together. It feels good. That's why kids at that age love to follow the rules. And my daughter's now coming home telling me how to follow the rules. Because she's so excited about learning that. It's a new level of development for her. And she has this clear sense of what's right or wrong now, which she didn't have before. So she's learning to conform. And that really gives stability. At the unhealthy side of this level of development, we get stuck in that black and white thinking. It's them and us. And we see that in businesses all the time, the silo thinking. The overemphasis on our way is the right way, their way is the wrong way. We see it globally in the radicalism that we're seeing in so many different religious groups or countries where there's an ism. Our ism is right, your ism is bad. This comes from this level of thinking. It's very basic black and white, right or wrong way of thinking. Here we can really start to push our ways on others. Our way is the right way, your way is the wrong way. Because we don't feel like we belong and we want to try and belong, or we want them to belong in our tribe. So we can get really stuck in this level of thinking. So the shadows that can get split off here are a lot around being very righteous, that like I want to belong, so I'm going to be a good boy or a good girl, and I'm going to belong here. And they're the kind of shadows we see here. And in the next video, I'll start to talk about what normally triggers them. How do we know if we've got one of these sort of second person perspective ability shadows online? What kind of buttons does it press? And what kind of things might we see as our reactive patterns if it's one of these types of shadows as opposed to a first person one? Talk about that in the next video.